Relations with China are escalating, and Mark Carney's campaign is slowly dwindling out. So I guess this is a bit of a feel-good video, depending where you lay politically, but chances are, if you're watching this video, you're looking to dunk on the Liberals, and this is the perfect video for you. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video, everybody. Before we get into it, I do want to encourage you all to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't yet already. It does really help grow the channel. I don't say that to be annoying. I say that because over 60 or 70% of people that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed, even if you guys are reoccurring viewers. And if you want a nice sticker like the one matching on my microphone, or even like this super awesome Canada First, which is, by the way, not only a fan favorite, but my favorite sticker, and big, huge stickers like Clown Carney riding a little bicycle like he's part of the circus. There are sticker packs available and other Canada First embroidered hats and hoodies and the whole shebang. Link down below in the description and the pinned comment below. And if you use code SAVECANADA, you get yourself 20% off. We're going to start off with Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, talking about how he believes we should be, America should be looking to do 400% tariffs on China. And then we're going to take a look at Mark Carney being absolutely heckled multiple times at his own event. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Mr. Wonderful is pro the tariffs. In fact, he thinks that we should be doing 400%. Well, not we, but Trump in America should be doing 400% tariffs on China, which is kind of wild. Let's take a look at what Kevin O'Leary says.
But Kevin, he said there's a lot of deals that they're literally kissing his ass, was the phrase he used, very eloquently. Where are the deals?
104% tariffs on China are not enough. I'm advocating 400%. I do business in China. They don't play by the rules. They've been in the WTO for decades. They have never abided by any of the rules they agreed to when they came in for decades. They cheat, they steal IP. I can't litigate in their courts. They take product, technology, they steal it, they manufacture it, and sell it back here. Never has an administration. 400%
tariffs? What would that look like?
I want Xi on an airplane to Washington to level the playing field. It's just not about tariffs anymore. Nobody has taken on China yet, not the Europeans, no administration for decades. As someone who actually does business there, I've had enough. I speak for millions of Americans who have IP that have been stolen by the Chinese. I have nothing against the Chinese people. They brought great literacy, art, and tech to the world. The government cheats and steals, and finally, an administration, you may not like Trump, you may not like his style or his rhetoric, finally, an administration that puts up and says enough. 400% tariffs tomorrow morning. He'll tell you why. Xi can only stay the supreme leader if people are employed. If we wipe out any business there, because we are still 39% of all consumables on Earth and 25% of the world's GDP, America is the #1 economy on Earth with all the cards. We will not have that forever. It's time to squeeze Chinese heads into the wall now.
Wow. This is something that Canada needs to take note of. There is no winning when you're going up against America in a trade war or to any capacity. And I really hope that maybe this is just a poaching technique by Pierre to gain more liberal and NDP supporters, whatever it is. But I really hope that all this anti-American rhetoric really comes to a screeching halt very, very soon. Like, it needs to stop. We shouldn't be bowing down to everything America does, but if America wanted to squash us and if America wanted to invade us, they would have already done it, and they can do it no matter what. If they want to, if we don't want to, it doesn't matter. We should be trying to work with America, not against them. So this whole Mark Carney's thing about we're gonna double down and tariff them if they tariff us, that's not how that works. You're making life literally worse for Canadians, and you're turning people against you by being so anti-American. That anti-American rhetoric, it only goes so far. And when it comes to people's wallets, when it comes to people's money, we've all had enough of it. So we all just need to calm down and try to work with America. But that's not going so well for China right now. You have China issues a travel warning to all citizens visiting the United States. So they are very much escalating the situation with America. And then you did have speculation earlier because Trump said that China's getting hit with 104% tariffs or something crazy of the sorts. And then he also said he's removing everyone's tariffs minus 10% for the baseline. And this guy right here made it seem like it might have been for Canada as well. But now it's been officially confirmed that Canada is like everything is just kind of paused right now. Additional tariffs. The auto sector, I think that's still going on. But yeah, anyways, let's move on to now China and the communist dictatorship. You guys all remember this guy right here, this mad lad who had this to say about it?
Admiration I actually have for China because their basic dictatorship is allowing them to actually turn their economy around on a dime and say we need to go green as fast as we need to start, investing in solar. I mean, there is a flexibility.
China going green.
From us dream about of having a dictatorship that he could do everything he wanted.
China going green. China is the biggest polluter in the entire world. He's not the only one that admires the Chinese dictatorship. Our prime minister, our illegitimate interim prime minister, finally came out of the closet and had this to say about China.
Issues around the new industries, particularly around China's leadership in climate change and the further acceleration that's necessary for that. That's a crucial discussion. Issues around the new industries. Around China.
Two peas in a pod. Two prime ministers of Canada that just admire the Chinese communist dictatorship. And it's weird. Everything about Mark Carney is weird. And look, I'm not one to go after family members of politicians, but something that we definitely have to take a look at is Mark Carney's wife, because now she's trying to step into the spotlight being the wife of the interim prime minister and, prime ministerial candidate. And her introduction for Mark Carney at his Calgary rally yesterday was so freaking weird. Mark Carney also got heckled, which is hilarious. Of course it happened in Alberta. So let's take a look at just the intro part of the rally that Mark Carney took place in Calgary.
And now he's definitely rising to the challenge of Trump's tariffs and of reimagining the future of our great country.
Shouldn't even sound Canadian.
So, as his partner, I'm deeply proud of him. As a Canadian...
As his partner. Why not just say wife? Why partner? Wife and husband. No partners. Stop that stuff.
I'm so grateful that the man I met more than 30 years ago has held fast to that commitment to public service and to this country. I'm so lucky to have him. We're so lucky to have him. And without further ado...
Super weird. All right, so we're not going to listen to the music, but there he goes. He gets on stage. Carney, 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 Carney. Am I the only one that just looks at the crowd and the fake enthusiasm and thinks that this is just... It's so weird. Like, there's words that I want to use to describe it, but it would immediately get me demonetized. Like, it just feels so slimy and weird and orchestrated and forced. Almost, I seen the comment saying demonic. Like, that's a phenomenal way to describe this. Very weird. And he came out here. First of all, the introduction, I don't know if it was this one, but it might have been a different introduction where his wife said that Mark Carney, you know, on our first date, Mark Carney said he wanted to run in politics to be a public servant. Like, that's actually not correct, because Mark Carney's on the record throughout his entire time being a banker that he never had an interest in running in politics. So no, he didn't say that on your guys' first date. That is also very orchestrated and forced. Super freaking weird. Very, very, very weird. It's just creepy vibes. Super creepy. And then there was another sentence, as she said, that Mark Carney's so dedicated to what he's doing for running for prime minister and being the prime minister right now, that if I had one thing I could change about him, it's his intimacy, his level of intimacy. Like, why would you say that about your husband? Like, we don't need to know that. So now we know Mark Carney is not giving his wife any love, and she's like, please, Mark Carney, show me some love. Like, it's just, you remember the weird tensions that, what was her name? Sophie, like Trudeau's wife and Trudeau always had on stage. There was no fluidity. It wasn't yin and yang. It was constant, like, tensions of battling each other. It was so freaking weird, man. So freaking weird. It's just so funny. But anyways, let's get into now. He gets heckled in the beginning stages of his rally in Calgary. With a lack of intimacy, Mark Carney gets cancelled and heckled. Here we go.
Wow. I am in. I thought I was in Calgary. This is amazing.
Yeah, you're going to find out soon, boy.
The shadow. Thank you. God, what a treat. The shadow of McMahon Stadium. Site of many disappointed Edmonton fans. Every Labor Day. I admit it. That's a tough. Thank you.
There's a genocide happening in Palestine, Carney.
Thank you, Diana. I'm aware, which is why we have an arms embargo.
Thank you, Diana. Did he just misgender somebody? That was a dude that said that, and he called him Diana?
I want to thank all of the amazing Calgary, Southern Alberta candidates who are here working hard every day to fight for Canadians.
Okay. I was going to say this dude right here looks way too old, like it's past his bedtime. And then I see this lady here who was probably 50 years old in World War II sitting probably on her walker or something like that. I mean, what a what a crowd. Is what all I can say. What a crowd. Look, man, there's old people that support politics, obviously, from any sides. There's old people that go to Pierre's rallies, but the brittleness and fragility of these people, just by looking at them, you can tell they're liberals. You can tell why is that? Why can you tell that liberals look so liberal-esque? What is it about them? I don't know if I can even say the words. I don't even know if I have the words or the vocabulary to describe it. Maybe privately drinking a beer or something like that, but I don't know. It's freaking bizarre. It's so bizarre. Just everybody in this crowd. It's like a diverse Disney movie or something.
And I want to thank Chief McGuinness and Travis for that blessing and those lessons. And all of the chiefs and the community members from Treaties 7 and 8 who are here with us this evening. Thank you for your presence. It is so awesome to be back in Alberta, where I grew up.
The people standing behind the politicians speaking, they're not supposed to take their cameras out. That's a distraction. They're just supposed to be waving the signs and clapping. And like Carney can't even figure that piece out. These guys, they got all their phones out and stuff. It just looks so disorganized.
3 months ago, almost to the day, I started my campaign for leadership here in Alberta because I owe everything to this province and this country. And I wanted to pay tribute to my teachers, my coaches, my friends, some of whom are here this evening, my friends who are here this evening, who helped me become the person who stands before you right now. A Canadian with Alberta roots, shaped by both. Proud of both. And someone who will fight for both. And we need to fight. We need to fight. So I have a question. Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready to stand up for Canada?
Buddy, none of your supporters can even stand up.
And who's ready to help the Liberal Party win the most consequential election in our life? You know, elbows up.
Elbows up. Oh, look, they're allowing his supporters to do what they do at Pierre rallies. I am guilty of this. I've said, I think it was the Edmonton rally. There were so many people there that were waving poles and hockey sticks with Canadian flags on. And someone right to the left of Carney just popped a hockey stick up. I think it's a hockey stick with a flag on it. Or a pole, at least.
You know.
Interesting.
Elbows up.
He's literally copying everything Pierre does. It's so weird.
Thank you, Mike. Last week, the U.S. imposed massive tariffs on the world. Although, not this time, Canada. We got the best of a series of bad deals. But 3 other sets of U.S. tariffs remain in place, threatening our workers, our businesses, our livelihoods. And they were imposed for different excuses, different pretenses, but they're all unjustified, they're all unwarranted, they are all misguided. President Trump's trade war has literally ruptured the global economy. And their system of global trade that was anchored on the United States, that we in Canada have relied upon since the end of the Second World War, a system that, while not perfect, but a system that's had helped deliver prosperity to our country for decades, I'm afraid, is over. And our old relationship, one of steadily deepening integration with the United States, is over.
Why are they all happy about that?
This is a tragedy. This is a tragedy, but it is the new reality. And we are responding to that new reality. We are responding with purpose and force. We will fight, we will protect, and we will build. We will build.
Why are people so happy about a relationship with America being over?
Are fighting. We're not.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, listen.
So now he's getting heckled for the second time.
I am reviewing that contract. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention.
Okay,
There's a lot to follow.
Weird. Let's go back and listen to that.
We're not. We will build. We will build. We are fighting.
He's so arrogant.
We are fighting. We're not.
We are fighting. Why are 80 fighter jets coming from the USA? Right, talking about, I think it's a Lockheed Martin contract or Boeing contract for the F-35s or something. That I think it was Harper. I believe it was Harper that originally wanted F-35s, and Trudeau never went with it. It canceled it, and they tried to start it up again, and now he's canceling it or something like that.
We're not. Okay. Listen.
That move right there, dismissing somebody, I get it's a heckler, but you're running for the prime minister and you're telling people, shh, that's enough. Shh. It's just so weird and ignorant, man.
I am reviewing that contract. I am reviewing that contract. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention.
Weird.
There's a lot to follow.
Reviewing the contract. Yes, let's be defenseless. Carney. No fighter jets. Carney.
Reviewing the F-35 contract because we are tired of sending 80 cents of every dollar that we spend to defend this country to someone who is welcome.
What are you going to do? This guy's a freaking moron. So what are you going to do then for the fighter jets? Are we going to build them ourselves? We don't even know how to assemble airplanes. Where are you going to get the F-35 fighter jets or the next model of fighter jets? Where are we going to get the technology? Are we just going to build it? Like we don't have the infrastructure or the warehouses or the capabilities to do that. That's absurd. We're tired of giving America money. Come on, man.
But we have a different kind of fight. We are fighting these tariffs with counter tariffs of our own, the American tariffs. Tariffs that will cause maximum pain in the United States, but have minimum impact here in Canada.
Oh my goodness. Like we're so screwed. The Toronto Stock Exchange is going to freaking tank because he's trying to stand up like he's a king or something when in fact he's a schmuck. He's an absolute idiot. First of all, we've needed fighter jets for years. We've been so defenseless. We couldn't even shoot down Chinese spy balloons or Chinese weather balloons. We had to go to America and say, please, America, help us with the balloons. And so they obviously like, okay, little brother Canada, here we go. Yeehaw. They shot it down. And it's like, okay, we got it. We're going to go get it in Yukon, right? Like we're little toddlers, just useless, just always asking for mom and dad's approval or something. And now, we're growing up a little bit and he's like, yeah, we don't need them. We don't need mom and dad America anymore. Yeah, we kind of do, man. We've needed them for a long time. Luckily, we're blessed by being, most of us, born here and bordering America. It's a phenomenal blessing. We should be maximizing this opportunity, not taking advantage of it, but to the best of our ability, kind of, yeah. For what benefits us greatly and what benefits them as well. Make sure they're happy. Make sure we're happy. Instead, standing up to America is just so stupid. It's not going to go anywhere. And I feel like I lose followers or I lose support or I sound crazy. Or CTV, literally CTV, made an article about me calling an American apologist. David Eby, the premier of Alberta, for crying out loud. Yeah, right. Alberta would nuke itself if he ever became the premier. David Eby, the premier of BC, said I'm an American apologist to the whole world that's out there. It's on the record. I'm not an American apologist. Call it what you want, but at some point down the road, we're going to need America more than ever. And then all of a sudden, we're all going to become American apologists. So we should be, yes, working towards being more independent, but using our neighbors, using this opportunity. It's so stupid to just try and fight them the way he is. And we're reviewing the contract for 80 some fighter jets. What are we going to do? Where are we going to go? You don't want to give America the money for Boeing or Lockheed Martin. Where are you going to get them from Europe? European fighter jets? Subpar fighter jets for probably way more money. And somehow some of that money is going to trickle its way down into Brookfield management. Kind of interesting how he's just so hypocritical and such a liar. And in case you want to know what the vibes were at that Calgary rally that Mark Carney just spoke at, where he got heckled a couple of times, well, you have popular ex-user Marty up north posted a video because he actually went to the Mark Carney rally. Here's what he had to say.
All right, I got a couple of minutes before I'm at the train station here. Just finished attending. I left the Carney rally early. Like, it was nauseating. Like, I almost couldn't stay there. As he was talking, I literally felt like screaming, you're lying to everything he said. I mean, he is just platitude after platitude or contradiction after contradiction. You know, like he starts off by bragging about, hey, you know, I'm back in Alberta. I love Alberta. This is where I grew up. You know, I owe everything to Alberta. I owe my education to Alberta. Like, you went to Harvard, buddy. Like, you know, who cares? And then he'll go on. You know, he goes on and on about how Trump is like evil and you know, the foundation that of trade for the last 140 years. You know, Canada relied heavily on the U.S. It was highly successful. It helped us out. Blah blah blah. It's over. It's suddenly over. Like, not trying to. You know, it doesn't even mention trying to salvage the relationship. It's just over. And
it's absurd.
Don't want to lead, will lead, and there'll be a new coalition of nations. You know, that kind of stuff. I mean,
instead of, like, imagine you live next to someone who's extremely resourceful, right? Not only with money, but is maybe like a mechanic, a trades, a jack of all trades. And you get along with your neighbor for the most part, but maybe there's a couple little tiffs here and there, disagreements on mowing the grass, on whose side of the property and whatever. So instead of just patching things up with your neighbor, you find somebody who's literally 2 towns over, and now that's your new neighbor person, right? It doesn't make any sense. We shouldn't be focusing on shifting our trade and our relationship away from America to Europe. Geographically, it's mental. It's absurd even. It just does not make any sense at all. Freaking crying out loud, man. This guy, I feel my blood pressure rise with Mark Carney talking. Like, he's just such a wacko, man. We new stickers, wacko Carney. Wacko Carney, something Harney. I don't know. We're going to come up with the rhyme. That, ladies and gentlemen, concludes this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, it'd be super awesome for you guys to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.